and to preach the truth, the gospel, the good news of the Holy Bible to the elect of the nation of Israel. Alright? So first and foremost, as always, before we get started, we're going to give all the praise, all the honor, and the glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders that rule well at Great Millstone, where we learn this truth. And salutations to all the hopeful elect out there preaching this gospel, right? Preaching the word in all truth and sincerity. Alright, so we're going to start this off in 2nd Esdras. Alright. Chapter 6. Okay, because, this world, alright, was created for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. Alright, you Israelites. Now, we always say blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans first and foremost because if you put us into a category of who we are today, by default, that's who we are. Alright? Now, you do have Israelite foreigners, as we also speak about, which is the gospel, which is the truth. You do have Israelites that look like all nations, man. Okay? But we say that first and foremost, alright, because that's what the majority of our people look like. That's what the majority of the 1/3 is going to look like. Okay? So go ahead and get that number.
Yeah. So 2nd Esdras 6:54. After these things, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
Of him come we all. Okay? Of Adam. Every people on the face of the earth are descendants of Adam. Alright? You got people that'll say, oh, well, we're all human. Oh, we're all mankind. We're all earthlings. Okay? That's true. Okay? We all descend from Adam. We all came from one man. All right. Adam had Seth and Cain. And Cain, Adam had Cain and Abel. And then, Cain killed Abel. All right. And then you had Seth. Okay. Then through that line, you had Noah. And then Noah had 3 sons, which are the progenitors of every nation on earth. So that line went through Adam. Okay? It wasn't the line of Cain. Alright? It wasn't the line of Lamech. Although you got Lamech right now singing, man. I don't know if you've seen it. You got that Edomite rapper talking about hanging Jake. We didn't start hanging Jake again. And that was Lamech. Lamech was making songs about killing people. Who's that Trump, that manga rapper? I'll show you right now.
That's what Tom McDonald?
He's one of them. This dude.
Who the fuck is that, man?
I guess he's like fucking like Tom McDonald, but yeah, he's going around rapping about it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
See, look. It's that dude, and then some other human. Well, it's not showing him, but he looks, you can tell he's a straight human. Yeah, that dude.
I've never even seen that dude.
Yeah.
That's more hillbilly, yeah.
Yeah, kind of. You know?
Kill Bill.
That line, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai's people, alright, came through Adam and through Noah, then to Shem. Okay? So from Adam comes every nation on the earth. All right.
Yeah. It says, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen. Okay? So there is a chosen people. We are not all the same. Okay? We are not all created to be equals, man. Alright? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, the Heavenly Father, has a chosen special people. Can you hold that again? Deuteronomy 7:6. Okay? And that's what the world is starting to realize. All right, you know, even our people, you know, even the 2/3, they're waking up like, well, what the fuck's going on? How come it's just us catching all this hell? Okay, they're starting to ask questions. All right, and this truth is like wildfire right now, man. The majority of you people. Okay, when I say you people, you Israelites are starting to wake up. Now, you Israelites waking up, not every single one of them is sincere. Okay, not every single one of them that is waking up is going to accept the truth that they are the Israelites, man. Okay, what I mean by they waking up is they're starting to hear more and more about the truth, about the Hebrew Israelites.
I mean, it's becoming more and more clear that Esau is the devil.
Yeah.
The so-called white man is the devil. Like everybody's waking up to this guy's fucking charade, bro.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, you know, everybody waking up to this devil.
Deuteronomy 7:6, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Yeah, thou art a holy people. The word holy means separate. Okay? That's the word holy means. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai said, look, I'm giving you laws, statutes, commandments, okay, wisdom, that's going to separate you from the knowledge of this world, of these other nations, to show that there's a difference, okay? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai's laws, statutes, commandments promote life, okay? Promote immortality. You know, the scripture says the wages of sin is death, okay? But the gift of Yahweh Shai, of course, is eternal life. Okay, that's why we need Yahweh Shai to keep us, you know, in the grace of the Lord, so that we don't die for breaking the law, man. You know, but in the kingdom, we're going to keep the law, statutes, commandments perfectly. Okay? That being said, the law, statutes, commandments promote life, promote immortality. All right? You keeping the dietary law keeps your body healthy, keeps it in tip-top shape. The other nations, they're eating abominable foods. You know, you walk around Elam, you walk into an Elamite store, Elamite restaurant, or say you deliver a package to an Elamite house, they fucking stink, bro. You know? They smell really bad. All right? And I know that some of them they practice not showering. You know? Look at amongst Moab and them. You know, you watch YouTube videos, they're eating rats and stuff, man, bro. That's abominations, man. You know? So Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai's law, statutes, commandments, we're there to preserve us, man, as a people, man. You know? That's what made us separate. Okay? It's the laws that we had. Alright? The blessings that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai gave us. Him calling us by our name. Alright? Yasharallah. You know? Keep going.
It says, for the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Yeah, so the Lord chose us to be special. A special nation of people, okay, over all people that are upon the face of the earth. All right, you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So although every nation comes from Adam, so does the chosen people. So does the elect. So do the children of the Heavenly Father. Okay? Because if you understand the truth, all right, the scriptures, we are actually the children of the Most High, man. All right, they called us back in the garden the sons of God, man. The sons of the power. Now it's Yasharallah, the princess of the power. Okay? But real soon, when Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai gives his elect power and raises up the elect, sets our people in order, and establishes the kingdom of heaven on earth under the order of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai and the elect, the world is going to reverence us as gods, man. You know? The scriptures say that the other nations are going to worship us as gods. Okay? You're going to have Jake set over certain regions, and we're going to be appointed a certain heathen, and we're going to be their God. You know? They're going to have to come to us for rain. All right? If they transgress, go off, we're going to judge them. Okay? The scripture says, ye are gods. Okay? It's not talking to the other nations, man. It's not talking to no fucking Edomites, man. Alright? Esau, the so-called white man, is the devil. That's why he wants to kill, you know, you Israelites, man. Okay? Did you have something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Psalm 50 and 16. It says, but unto the wicked the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
Yeah, so what are these Edomites, okay, doing to declare Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai statutes, man? Okay? Or they're trying to say we're God's chosen people, taking the covenant in their mouth, man. When time and time again we reveal to you that those people in our land are devils, man. Alright? A lot of truth is coming out about them, like the brother was telling me about how they went into the Talmud. You know?
Yeah. You have to realize what the Talmud even is. The Talmud is basically the Amalek's rabbis and scholars' interpretation of the Old Testament. That's what the Talmud is. So they pretty much, they read through the law, they read through the Torah, and then the rabbis broke down what it meant to them. You know? And that's literally what the Talmud is.
Yeah, so they were saying that the Talmud, it says, which is one of the two main compilations of the Talmud, a foundational text of Jewish law and lore, the Babylonian Talmud, or Talmud Bavli, was compiled in Babylonia, modern-day Iraq, and is characterized by its comprehensive coverage, elaborate structures, and use of Aramaic, the common language of Babylon, or Babylonia. So pretty much they combined it like the Old Testament, the Torah, and you know, bullshit they got from Babylon, man. You know? Because, hey, Esau, the elite of Esau, alright, these Jews, which are the head tribe, the elite are Amalekites, they're Jewish. They know that the scriptures are real, man. They know that the Bible is the truth. Okay? So they take things from the scriptures, from the Bible, they get wisdom from it, and they distort it, you know? They play with it. Because he can't do nothing to destroy the word, all right, but he can throw you out confusion. He can give you different translations, okay? Or come up with different religions, such as, you know, with the Talmud, pretty much speaks of, man. You know, because when you go into the Talmud, man, there's a lot of wicked, evil stuff in there, man. You know, condones wickedness, which the scriptures clearly doesn't. You know, it pretty much tells you to wink at sin. When the scriptures tell you, hey, man, sin is a token to death, man. You know. Do you have more?
It says, seeing thou hatest instruction.
And Esau hated instruction, man. All right, you other nations hate instruction. 2/3 of our people hate instruction, man. The only ones that are going to be obedient to Yahweh Shem Yahushai and discipline themselves in the word are those that are sincere, man. Okay? And those of you that are sincere are hoping to be the elect, are hopeful. All right? That's why we say the hopeful elect. Okay? Because this is the only hope we have. All right? In participating and serving Yahweh Shem Yahushai in truth and sincerity. Okay? There's no other way out. All right? There's no other way out. Okay, of the madness of this world, man. You know? This world is fucking wicked, bro. The things that it teaches you and promotes is just contrary to the Lord. Alright? It's a broad way that leadeth to destruction, bro. Okay? So what? You can choose life or death. Okay? Would you rather serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai and live? Or just be out here and get hit with the nuke. You know, be out here and have to starve to death. You know? Hey man, Yahweh Shem Yahushai can judge you before the nukes, man. You know? The Lord could have something happen to you where you break your legs or break your back and you're just fucking Stephen Hawkins, man. You know, until the nukes come. And a lot of these people that are disabled, they get abused, man. You know, people take advantage of them. They get a check. You know. Anyways.
It says, seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee, when thou sawest the thief, then thou consentest with him, has been partaker with adulterers.
Yep.
Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thy own mother's son.
Yep, and that's exactly what it is. Alright. You know, Esau comes against you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans when really we were supposed to be brothers. Okay? We had the same father and mother. Alright? So that's what it means by thine own mother's son. Okay? It wasn't, you know, it just shows you how close, you know, we were from actually being siblings, man. You know, because you could have a father and he has a son with another woman, it's still your brother. But in this world, you'll see it like differently, you know, like, oh, you know. Esau and Jacob, we have the same parents, man. You know? But here it is in his mind, his thought is to eradicate us as a people, man. To exterminate us. Okay? He's not reading the scriptures and saying, well, I'm supposed to be my brother's servant. I was created to serve Jacob. In his mind, he said, I gotta get Jacob out the way. I gotta give them black entertainment. I gotta give them some fucking nigga music. I gotta keep them killing each other. I gotta put up billboards with Junior Bacon Western cheeseburgers. I gotta keep Jake bugged out. That's Esau's mentality, man. Okay, he hates instruction, man. He's not looking to you know, be a good person out here, man. And he wasn't designed to. Okay? Esau, the so-called white man, wasn't designed to be your friend, to be your brother. Okay? Although the scripture says, look, you know, you're supposed to be your brother's keeper. Okay? But Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has it to where Esau is a demon. He's bugged out. So the Lord's going to destroy him, man. You know? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai created Esau to be the worst thing on earth. So when the Lord destroys him, he's going to unleash all his fury upon him, man. The Lord unleashes his fury on the heathen all the time. Now imagine when he actually gets to Esau, bro. Okay? The Lord is coming to wage war against Esau, man. Okay? The Lord is literally going to bring his army, invade this place to go to war against Esau, man. To, you know, destroy Esau. Okay? You got more? If not, jump back to Deuteronomy if there's more on that. Just a second.
It said, these things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such a one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes.
Yep. So Esau thinks, hey man, maybe the Lord is with me killing these niggas and these spics, man. They out here wilding, acting like buffoons, selling each other drugs, commit adultery against each other. Now the Lord's with that. And you know what? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is with Esau killing 2/3 of our people. Okay? But just Esau promoting it in general, the wickedness that Jake gets trapped into, pisses the Heavenly Father off. Alright? It pisses the Lord off because you got the elect, 1/3, you know, 1/3 of our people out there, you know, haven't fully woken up yet, man. You know? I'll read that last word, give me a short. And we know that to be a fact because the end hasn't came yet. Meaning 1/3 of our people is still out there, you know, confused. Still out there lost in the sauce. You know? But our people are waking up. You just had a newspaper out there that I think it was News Weekly, bro, a big newspaper company, with the headline that we're the Israelites, bro. So the truth is out there, man. All right. You got man. You got our people. There was a movie out there, man. I forget which movie it was. But they're pretty much trying to, in that movie, they were trying to convince somebody of who he is and what he was, and he's trying to reject it. Like, no, that's not what I am. I don't want to be that. You know? You got 1/3 of our people wrestling in their mind right now, like, you know, what's going on? But soon the Lord's going to wake them up. Oh, you got that?
Yeah. So this Psalm 50 and 21, these things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such a one as thyself, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes.
Yeah, so Yahweh Bashim Yahushai going to reprove Esau by setting us in order in his face, man. Okay, to show you that, hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai with the foolery you're doing, man. Because you got the prophets out here rebuking this fucking devil, man. Telling him that the Lord is going to fuck his ass up, man. Okay? Here it is, Esau thinks that this world is going to go on for another 10,000 years. He's going to be able to colonize Mars and the other planets. Elon Musk going to shoot himself into space and be able to come back down.
They're going to integrate with fucking technology. Their technology and become superhuman and shit.
I think he's going to become Zordon, you know? No. We're telling you that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to come real soon.
That's a strong delusion. It says in the scriptures that we're set up to break down strongholds and these strong delusions.
Yep. You know, which that's one of his strongholds is, you know, putting it in you people's minds that this is just a phase. Now these are just rumors of wars, like nothing's gonna come of it. All the war in the Middle East, we're gonna do away with that. You got Trump talking about there's gonna be peace here in America. He's coming to establish peace, setting up all these militaries around. No, man. We're telling you that this is the end, man. Okay? We don't have another 10 years here, man. Alright? Yahweh Shai Ratazah, we don't have another 5 years here, man. Okay? Because I personally don't see it. Alright? Especially with what's going on in the UK. They just passed that if you want to use like public transportation or get on an airplane, you got to have a digital ID. Which this digital world and ID is going to become one. It's going to merge. And the way they're going to, you know, have everybody in this system is through the Karagma, man. Through the mark. Okay? So this is a beginning stage of you know, digital ID, CBDC. Okay, which CBDC stands for Central Bank Digital Currency, man. Okay, when they have that going, how are you going to be able to identify yourself without digital identification? And then that all is going to go and lead to the mark, man. All roads lead to the Karagma, man. Okay. Which, you know, that word Karagma means to insert something through incision, man. Yeah. You know? The way they're going to put the mark in you, alright, is through cutting it into your flesh, man. And we've been telling you that. Your cell phone is not the mark, man. Okay? You got these boneheads out there talking about, we already have the mark. We got it right here. That's true. You know, it has that same technology, but it's not in you, man. You can literally leave this at home. You can throw it behind you.
They want it surgically implanted in you so that they can keep track of you at all times.
Yeah, not only that, they can control you. Okay? Like AI. AI is now in your phones, man, like on a super high level. I was telling the brother, I had to patch my phone, and the patch, as soon as it reboots, it's saying welcome. Now you got AI fucking all this weird shit. And then I'm just like, okay, well I hope there's, you know, a way to avoid it. Now you look at this shit, watch, I'll show you. Now there's this, and that's AI assistant. Like what the fuck is using on my phone before? You know? Which goes back to you having to be circumspect, bro. With the things you're typing, the things you're saying. Because this devil's locking people up just by their so-called freedom of speech, which you don't got that shit no more, man. You know, they're locking up little kids talking about, oh, I'm gonna go shoot up my school. And then they got the fucking kid, you know, in an adult jail, you know, with a bail, and they're like, well, why'd you do that? He's like, I was just cracking a joke.
He could have been reciting rap lyrics.
You know, yeah.
Could have, like, literally, bro, there's kids that give the cops called on them because they get hurt rapping drill music out loud.
Yeah.
You know? And that shows you that comes with it. All that bullshit comes with a horrible, awful stigma, bro. All that drill music, like, if somebody's driving down your street and they're blasting Earth, Wind, and Fire, like, ain't nobody tripping on you. But if you fucking coming down the street and all you hear is gunshots and fucking, you know, I'm about to murder. It's good, you know. I got the kill switch, the long stick, about to switch motherfucking place. You look at that guy like, oh hell no. Yeah. I need to duck for cover, bro. This motherfucker's a maniac.
Yeah.
But they gave you all that to make you see. Well, I mean, that whole culture is dangerous, bro. I remember being when I was young. You grow up in certain neighborhoods, bro, and that's the thing there, and you feel like you got to be the toughest kid on the planet, bro. You can't let nobody disrespect you. You can't let nobody look at you wrong. You gotta always be fucking mugging motherfuckers and shit. Like that's how these kids are being raised in that BS culture, bro. And that's the problem.
Yep. Can't be no punk. Yeah.
That's why 2/3 of the nation of Israel is going to be destroyed. Because 2/3 are just rotten to the core, man.
That's why
but you got
brother's been saying, you know, this up and coming generation is Generation Z. You know, now they got some new fucking whatever you call them. But hey, you can see from Generation Z into this other generation that we're coming into, they're just fucking through, man.
Yeah, you got the little kids talking about, I want to kill my dad.
Oh yeah, you had the little nigga kid talking about, I kill my mom. He had a rap song.
Yeah.
And then he's talking about I'm gonna kill my grandpa, I'm gonna kill my grandma, I'm gonna kill my mom, I'm gonna kill my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would kill my grandpa, but he's already dead or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That's wicked.
And then they got this little kid doing this, and it looks like his older brother, whatever, laughing like it's funny. You know he's the one that put him up to doing it. Mm-hmm. So it's just, you know. But then there's a whole 1/3 of the population here of Israelites that are not fucking monsters like that. So, you know, Esau wants to take the grimiest, you know, of the grimy and just put them on the front page of every newspaper and be like, this is Jake, you know, like, hey, nah, motherfucker. Jake don't want to deal with this shit either, bro. But what is true is that this motherfucker Esau done black cultured the whole world. He done kicked in everybody's door and robbed them blind. And they want to be talking about Jake like they're the problem. Oh, this is the problem. It's not the fact that you stole an entire continent. It has nothing to do with that, or that you draining like every country in the world of their natural resources, depleting them, right? Because we have to keep this high standard of living going in these European countries, these Western countries.
It's not even keeping the high standard of living going. It's to have a higher and higher standard.
Yeah, like where's all
the can never have enough.
Yeah, bro. Just look at all the fuel. Where you pumping gallons upon gallons of fuel every day, bro. Every day. Factories. These cars, all the propane, the gas that we use, electricity. It all comes from somewhere. It comes from resources that Esau done stole from everybody, bro. Yep. This land is a fruitful land. Oh, Esau fucking hijacked it, dog. Yeah.
I mean, it was way more fruitful before this fucking devil got here. Within the short span of time of this devil being in power, how many animals have gone extinct, man? How many millions, billions of people got killed. How many trees has this motherfucker chopped down?
Probably the buffalo, man.
Look at the water. You go and I seen these fucking dudes fishing, and they pull a fucking fish out the water, and they're like, "Where's its scales, bro?" It's a fish that's supposed to have scales. It wasn't a catfish. And they're like, "What the fuck's wrong with its scales?" And one of the other dudes is like, "It's got parasites or something." And he's like, "But dude, where's its scales?" You can see like one little strip of scales, and the water's all green. Like, this fucking devil destroyed the earth, man. And the scriptures say, look, the Lord is going to destroy those that destroyeth the earth, man. All right, this devil Esau Edom has been destroying the earth. In the short span of time, he's been in rulership, man. You know? He wants to destroy, okay, as much as he possibly can. They want to go to the other planets for what? You think they want to go to the other planets to repair them? No. He wants to go to those other planets to fuck them up too.
Yeah, see what kind of resources it has.
Yeah.
See if they could turn it into a mining planet and just fucking drill nothing but holes in it.
Yup. He would have this earth just looking like one big old microchip with fucking whoever's ruling connected to everything and everything working for him. Just be a big fucking demon, man.
Big ass motherboard.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like too when you.
Remember when you looked at that thing where it was like I think it was Gunship or the Midnight, and it was like I guess somebody asked AI what heaven would look like.
Yeah.
Or what hell looked like to Esau.
Yeah. And
it was just like a fucking conglomeration of demonic activity, man. You know? Esau's heaven is fucking hell, bro. Hey, there's that saying, my heaven is your hell.
Yeah.
You know?
Esau's heaven would be him.
The Matrix type shit, man. Everybody connected to one fucking source, and this one source controlling everything in a weird fucking way.
Yeah, them. It would be them controlling everything. Right?
You know?
Which, it's hella funny, because that's why these Edomites are going through it now too, because they done been used and abused, and now they getting thrown the fuck away.
Yep. Yeah, the elite only care about the elite, man.
No, they ain't trying to help you regular Edomites out, bro. They trying to destroy. They're trying to destroy you too, so they can rule over you.
Hey, the majority of Edomites hate Amalek, and Amalek's the head tribe, and he knows this. So how does he feel about you other Edomites, man? And then even amongst Amalek, you got the elite with their little circle. They don't give a fuck about the other Amalekites, man. They ain't gonna invite those creeps to their house. Although they're all creeps. They know how creepy they are. You know, they got that term uncle fucker, man. You know? They know that fucking those Edomites will be in there doing crazy shit to their kids, man.
Yeah.
You know? And they don't want that power to move away from that immediate family.
Yeah, they keep it in the family for real.
They keep it in the family.
That's how them bankers, them corporate, you know, them families, that's how they get down, bro. They keep it strict.
They don't want to share that, man.
They keep a strict bloodline.
How many of those rich Edomites get caught every year of fucking their own kids, man? Yeah, that one Edomite, he owned like a bank or was a CEO of some big company, multi-billion-dollar company, and they got him in court for, I guess he was molesting his own daughter, and they're like, hey, well, we just see he's unfit to go to prison.
Yeah, they said he was unfit.
He's unfit to go to prison. We just gotta put him on house arrest.
He wouldn't be able to handle it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, what's that mean, Doc?
But then you had that one cop that went in and killed that fucking judge that was setting up a prostitution ring within the under the bottom of the prison. You had a judge, bro, that I guess he was throwing like parties in the prison, inviting prisoners that were like trusted, that they liked, prisoners, you know, and telling them if they would partake in certain activity, they'd cut their sentence off. And this one sheriff or cop knew about it, and he just said enough is enough. He went in there and blew the fucking judge away. It's on TikTok, it's on YouTube Shorts. And you can hear the fucking judge screaming, ah. That dude just let him have it, bro. Hey, man. Hey, the scripture says they shall not regard their kings nor princes, bro. Real soon, a lot of these people are going to just say enough is enough, man. They start killing officials, politicians in real life. I'm not talking about no fucking psyop Kirk shit, man. You know, I'm talking about real deal shit, man. You know. Hey, a brother uploaded a video. The brother, GMS Watchman, uploaded a video. How in Virginia, they had this big old military meeting where they're inviting a lot of generals from all over the country to go discuss certain things. And as they're showing up, a lot of them are either getting locked up, a lot of these generals are getting locked up, or just getting stripped of their power. You know, it's because real soon they're gonna start killing you people, man. They're past the bill. See, they passed a bill that if you're at a protest and they got the military there, and you guys are throwing shit at the military or engaged in the military, to treat you as a terrorist organization, to just kill you on spot, bro. Okay? And it says to use deadly force, they can use deadly force on U.S. citizens, man, at protests, bro. So all this is by design to eventually come down upon our people, man. You know? To come down upon the world. Alright? But this world, hey, go back to that in the second episode. Chapter 6. This world, as we read, man, alright, it's for Israelites, man. Okay? Everything that you see, touch, taste, smell was created for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, man.
This says 2nd Ezra 6:55. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
The Lord, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, created the world for our sakes, man. Alright, for you blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, you Israelite foreigners, He created for Israelites, man. Everything you see. And the Lord, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, has all the other planets, all the other galaxies, everything blocked off. Alright, the Van Allen belt, the asteroid belt, got some meteors out there to keep Esau and these other nations, okay, from touching and going into our inheritance, man. Okay? Because our inheritance goes deeper than just this planet, man. Alright? The Lord created the whole universe for the nation of Israel. Okay? And one of those reasons is to beautify, alright, Jerusalem, man. To beautify Eden, man. Because with these other planets, we're going to bring the resources here and make Jerusalem, alright, the greatest city in the whole universe, man. Because this is where, Jerusalem is where Yahweh Shai's throne is going to be, man. So it would make sense to make that very spot like the best You know, don't get me wrong. You know, out in the universe, these other planets, there's gonna be nice places, man. Some different things. Okay, but Jerusalem, all right, city of David, Bethlehem. Okay, that's gonna be beautified.
Historical context. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
This is where it all went down.
Yeah, this is where it all began.
Yeah.
Hey, because when you read the scriptures and it says that the Lord, He placed a garden in the east of Eden. Okay, that's talking about the Middle East. All right, all those countries right there. That was the best part of the earth. That was the fat of the earth. Okay, and Jerusalem, all right, at that time was you know, before we got there, it was called Canaan. Those lands, that area was the best of the best, because when we got in there, they said like the people were mighty, they were big, they were strong. You know, because you gotta think they were eating the best fruits, they had the best animals, the trees. It said it took 2 mighty men to carry a cluster of grapes. You know, and the earth is gonna go back to that, and we're gonna be there. So we're gonna be the most fit, the most healthiest people. Hey man, when you read Revelation 22nd chapter, the last chapter, I believe, it tells you that our people are not gonna die anymore, man. You know, that we're never gonna get sick. Jake ain't gonna know what the fuck a cough is, bro. Jake ain't gonna get an allergic reaction and just have a sneeze, bro.
Yeah.
You know, you're never gonna be like, oh shit, something in my eye. No, never. You know, you're not gonna go eat something and be like, man, that tastes like dookie. Throw it. We're never gonna know what it's like to catch out, bro.
Have a fly buzz around you.
Yeah. No. You have a fly land on your food. Like today, you have a fly land on your food. You get pissed off. Like, fuck, man, I ain't gonna eat that shit now. When we're ruling, that ain't gonna happen. The fly's gonna know better. You know. Fly's gonna know better. But you fucking Edomites, man, you ain't gonna even see the kingdom. You know, when the last piece of the building gets made with gold and we're about to, you know, you're gonna be burned up. As you're getting burned up. Man, I can only imagine. Speaking as a man. Okay? When the kingdom is established, your ass is gonna be the fireworks, man. Okay? You know, Jake gonna celebrate. The kingdom is complete. You know, the 1,000 years is accomplished. Esau gonna be fireworks, man.
Second Ezra 6 and 56. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Yep. As for the other people that also come of Adam, which is everybody else outside of Israel, the non-Israelites, the heathen, okay, as for you, you're nothing. You're just extras, okay? You were created to be our servants, all right? And that's just a proper, nice way of saying our slaves, man. You know? You were created to serve us perpetually, which means permanently, which means forever. Okay, you other nations, man. All right? And that's just what it is. That's That's how the Heavenly Father created this world to be. Okay? You can be mad all you want that you weren't created special, you weren't chosen. Take it up with the Most High. Take it up with a shovel in the kingdom, you know? Because you're going to be using shovels and picks. Alright?
Yeah.
It is going to be a field without them because it's kind of strange.
Hey man, it's a beautiful thing to be an Israelite, man. Alright? The Lord could have made you a...
Okay, I'll see you.
The Lord could have made you a
Next Monday.
cockroach.
No, I gotta go and stand for all my mates. Then I go to the mountains.
You know, your spirit could be the spirit of an animal.
Solution in there.
Alright?
And it just kills the vein.
Now, I'm not saying no weird fucking Elam stuff that if you die you're gonna come back as a butterfly or something. No. Whatever your spirit is, alright, is what you'll be forever. You know? If you're an Israelite, every time you die and come back, you're gonna be an Israelite. Now in the kingdom, like I said earlier, we're never gonna die again. Okay, we're never gonna get sick.
No, not last year. Like a year and a half ago.
Alright, so
Yeah.
if you're an Israelite, hey man, count yourself blessed.
Well, you need to sit down and put your legs up. I said I never sit down. I never
Why not?
sit down.
You thought why?
Yeah. My teacher.
Alright, could you get Isaiah 11:11?
Yeah. All right, we go back. See you next Monday.
Yep, this Isaiah 11, chapter 11, verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, what shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea.
Yeah, so Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, alright, it's pretty much saying in these scriptures that there's Israelites scattered amongst all nations, man. It mentioned places where non-Israelites, okay, rule, alright, are non-Israelite civilizations, man. It said Egypt. Who's in Egypt right now? Okay, Ishmael is in Egypt right now. And amongst those Ishmaelites, you got Israelites, man. Okay? It said from Cush. Okay, Cush is East Africa. Alright? And I believe you did have a brother, you know, out there, GMS Kenya. Which, Kenya, Ethiopia, Cush. Alright? Those are Cushites, man. You know? Pathros. Okay, the islands of the sea. Europe. You got a lot of brothers out there in the UK, man. You got brothers in Italy. Alright, you got brothers in Germany, Holland, Australia. Alright, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. You know? Brother in Hawaii. You have the Thai dude that was breaking down the name. Okay, and amongst those Thai people, man, you got a lot of Israelites. Amongst Vietnamese people, in Vietnam, you got a lot of our people that are into that Cholo custom, you know, or Cholo culture. You know, they'll be wearing like blue bandanas and like LA fitted caps. You know, those are actually Israelites amongst people of Vietnam, amongst them in Japan. Those are Israelites, man. We've been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and that's what it's saying, that the Lord, He's going to gather the remnant of those people, man. Our people that were dispersed. And the Lord is going to gather them through this word. Okay? That's how you know we're at the end, man. Okay? Because 20, 30 years ago, you hardly seen Israelite foreigners, man. Shoot, 20, 30 years ago, All right, an Israelite foreigner wasn't even something that, you know, was common.
Also, Ramla was treated like an Israelite foreigner.
You know?
Said he was hard, he had a hard time going up in school going west because of where he lived.
Yeah.
Back then, yeah, you had to fight. You had to really fight if you was light skinned, man.
Yeah. If you're a light skinned, you came up in a different way. You know? Even amongst Jake. You know, if you came up a different way.
To this day, they be on that bullshit, bro. To this day, light skin privilege. They be saying, bro, Jake's the biggest hater. Jake's a big fucking hater, bro. Like, proud ass motherfucker, bro. They can't be wrong. Jake hates to be wrong. Jake wants to be right about everything.
You don't want to get copyrighted the whole video gets flagged.
I don't think they do that anymore. I think they just demonetize people.
Oh, okay.
We don't even monetize in the first place.
Yeah. That's right. Oh, like I was telling the brother, there was this woman that I work with, and the whole time I thought she's an Edomite. Like, just her spirit, like, and I was chopping up with her. I always talk to her because, like, she talks to me about, like, health stuff and, like, her diabetes and stuff. And we were talking about her diabetes one time. Yeah, we were talking about her diabetes one time. And, I'll see. And, ever since then, I was just chopping up with her time and time again. And what she said was, oh, she said that she was Mexican, that her dad is Mexican, and I was just tripped out on it because she looks like a straight up Edomite. She was like, oh, you wouldn't have thought, huh? You're probably in your mind scoffing, saying this white bitch or something. And I was just giggling, like, because it's like, fuck, I thought you were an Edomite. And she was like, she told me her mom's Canadian, but her dad's actually from Mexico. Her dad's actually Mexican. And I was just like, bro, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is real. And every day as we get closer and closer to the end, okay, he's making it more obvious how real he is, man. Because the Israelite foreigner thing isn't something small. All right, a lot of Israelites, okay, in these camps, they get bugged the fuck out over that, man. They bug out over it. You know, they wouldn't accept most of them. ISUPK, I don't see no Jakes out there that are Italians or Scots, Irish within the ISUPK. All right, you gotta literally come out with it like, oh, I'm Mexican.
ISUPK fucking, they flipped out on me when I was in San Jose, bro. And yeah, they're so blind to the Israelite foreigner thing, bro, that the guy that was questioning me about what tribe I was from looked like me. But because, you know, he's a so-called Mexican, he's an Issacharite, you know, Issachar be looking. But that should be like a sign, bro. Like, come on, bro, how stupid are you, dog? Like,
yeah. And then I do have like red hair too.
Yeah. That's why I said, right, like he literally looked like one of my uncles.
Oh my bad, I wasn't even there that day. But nah, ISUPK, one of their head dudes, he's an Ephraimite. And that dude looked like a straight up Amalekite with red hair. You know? But because he'll say he is, then they'll accept that. But like if you just came forward like, hey, I'm Irish or I'm Italian.
Well, I don't know. I'm just white, dog. Like,
Yeah.
That kid, I don't fucking know.
I'm white, but I believe, that's what y'all saying. Nah, they won't accept that. They might tell him, kiss my shoes. You're a servant. You're one of our servants. Kiss my feet. Which, like the apostles say, like a lot of time when you got those people out there that were kissing brothers' boots and shit, the Edomite wouldn't fucking, for a lot of time Esau wouldn't do that.
Not unless it was like
Freak or something.
Not unless you like one of them queer fucking weirdos.
Because Esau's proud, bro. I'm not gonna kiss your shoe. Jake going like this. You're gonna kiss the bottom of your shoe?
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
There's nothing about that. There's nothing about any of that felt right.
It isn't right because we're not even in our glory yet.
Yeah, I'm big over here fucking supposed to be prophesying in sackcloth. But you gotta have motherfuckers kissing your shoes and shit.
No, it happened, but it's just like, it's at the end of the day, it's not educational.
Yeah, there's no,
it doesn't benefit them.
There's no edification.
Yeah.
It's not edifying.
Right. But it happened. We've seen it in many accounts, it was funny. We had its time.
It had its time.
But go ahead, bro. Everything has its time.
It's Baruch 4:37. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away.
Yeah.
They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of God.
Yeah.
That just breaks it down right there for you. They're gonna be gathered they're gonna be woken up by the word. The Lord's gonna call them. They're gonna be called. It's gonna hit them, bro. This is the truth. Oh dang! This thing is the truth. It's real. That's how it goes, bro.
Yeah.
I've seen it many times, bro. But then at the same time, it's like you gotta pray and you gotta really, call upon the Lord because we've done seen people get struck by the Spirit and they get taken away immediately. I've seen that happen. The closest I ever seen somebody like that I talked to was that guy Harry, bro.
I seen it from that nigga Jason.
I saw it.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw it hit him, and we was talking in the Spirit, bro, and the Spirit was there, like the Lord was there, was with it. I was like, is that an Edomite right there? He's like, yeah, that's an Edomite. And he's like asking me questions and fucking, and then out of nowhere, bro, Satan just snatched him, dog.
Yeah, that's what happens. The scriptures say that, they come at the wicked one that snatched away what was sown in his heart.
They felt it. But then it's too much or something, I don't know.
Well, it's because they don't get rooted. They believe and they know.
Yeah, that's why you gotta gather the information so that you
gotta get rooted.
You can be reinforced.
Yeah. Because then something happens and it just yanks that root up,
Yeah.
Even though you might know you're Israelite and understand a lot of things, but if you ain't grounded, rooted, you don't have that faith, something comes and just get out of there. Yeah, it happens.
That's why you gotta think for yourself.
That's right.
You can't just be a zombie just following something somebody else is saying.
Oh yeah.
You gotta have the knowledge firsthand for yourself.
Oh, let me get that.
You gotta do the research. You gotta look things up. You gotta keep the commandments. You gotta call upon the Lord, man. You gotta do the work. You gotta put in the effort, man. You gotta put in the work. That's how you get, That's how you get stronger. That's how you get reinforced. Putting in the work, bro. And that's what you gotta do. That way when the time comes, you know, because look, you could be like, yeah, I'm an Israelite. And then somebody comes along and questions you, and you don't know how to go through the scriptures. You don't know how to justify it. You don't know how, you know it's true, like I know I'm an Israelite, but then you just, you know, you don't know how to defend it.
Yeah. And when we defend the gospel, the truth, it has to be with the gospel, the truth. You know? Like when people come up and they try to say, well, we're off or we're wrong, or they ask a question to either, you know, be persuaded or they don't know, they're just sincere. You gotta come out with the scriptures, man.
If you're not rooted, if you don't got a foundation, if you ain't, you know, reinforced, yeah, man, you can get questioned and fall apart, bro. Because, man, I thought I knew what I was talking about, man, but
Yeah.
I'm over here getting, you know, this dude swinging the sword on me now. That can happen to you if you don't know what you're doing, bro. If you see like these Christians coming up and they're like, oh, we just whoop, you know, I seen some fails, bro. So I've seen some, like, I don't know what camps they're from, but you know, Post Malone or whatever the fuck, John Malone, what was his name? Vocab Malone.
Yeah.
His crew pull up on, and then it's just cringy, bro. Like, he's just like, dang, you didn't do well at defending the gospel at all right there, huh?